Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Figures of Sport podcast, episode 78. We are super excited for this week's episode. We are locked and loaded for this week's episode. Episode 78 is jam-packed with content for you guys. We've got the MLB, we've got the NBA, and of course, we've got the NFL. George will be joining us in just a little bit to talk about the NFL, but before we jump into anything, guys, make sure that you guys know, of course, we need you guys to like and subscribe to the channel and share this video with 5 of your closest friends and family. Guys, we are closing in on 100 subscribers. We are about 25 away from 100 subscribers. Again, I know this doesn't mean a lot to some people because 100 subscribers is a very small amount. But for us here at the Figures of Sport podcast, it means the world because it means that 100 people are subscribing to this channel and enjoying this content. And it means a lot to me. It's a huge milestone for the podcast. So I'm super excited to hit that milestone. So again, guys, if you can please do us the favor and share this video, this channel with 5 people at the minimum. That goes a long way for us. But while you're here, again, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, make sure that you are following us on TikTok, on Instagram, and of course, we are going to be posting content there throughout the entire week. You guys know how we do it here. So without any further ado, we are going to jump right in, and the first thing that we are going to talk about is the World Series. Guys, what a matchup. What a matchup. The Dodgers are going to be facing off against the Toronto Blue Jays, and man, oh man, am I excited for this matchup here. The last time the Toronto Blue Jays made the World Series, I believe, was in the 1990s. I was not born yet, and I know a lot of the people here probably weren't born yet either. So this is going to be exciting. The Blue Jays are, a hell of a team. We saw the resiliency in that team. They fought back from down 2-0 against the Mariners in the ALCS. And, on top of that, they come back from that. They face elimination again in Game 6 as they face a 3-2 deficit. And then they show out in Game 6 and 7 to win this series. So I am super excited. And man, guys, the momentum, in my opinion, goes to the Blue Jays. And honestly, like when I look at some of these stats, for them to kind of go ahead and win this series against the Mariners, who, in my opinion, I had them winning that series. I had the Mariners winning that series because I thought that they had the better pitching rotation. And, at the end, those guys just couldn't get it done. So I was a bit shocked, but again, I think the momentum is entirely in the Blue Jays' favor right now. Having the entire country behind you. Honestly, this really reminds me of the 2019 NBA Finals. The Toronto Raptors went out, prior to the season, acquired Kawhi Leonard, and then had that insane run throughout the NBA playoffs, and then beat the Golden State Warriors, who were heavily favored. And I know that in that series, Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson got hurt, but it's kind of like a David versus Goliath kind of thing. Obviously, when you look at the Dodgers roster and you look at the Blue Jays roster, of course, how are anyone going to bet against the Dodgers to win this series? But guys, this is going to be a good one. But man, Vladdy Jr. has been absolutely incredible this postseason. It has been a sight to see. He was able to take home the ALCS MVP. Also, on top of that, heading into the World Series, the Blue Jays are supposed to get Bo Bichette back. I know that's a big win for them, but the question here is Bo Bichette going to be effective? He hasn't played in weeks, obviously facing a rotation that the Dodgers have right now with Yamamoto, Snell, Ohtani, all of these guys kind of firing on all cylinders right now. It's going to be tough to kind of get back into swing of things after not playing for a few weeks. The next question too is he going to play shortstop when Andres Gimenez has been playing an outstanding shortstop for the Blue Jays right now? Do you move Bo Bichette to second? Do you move Gimenez to second? A lot of questions there, but come Friday night, we will see what the Blue Jays do. Guys, I'm so excited. But enough about the Blue Jays. Let's talk about the Dodgers really quickly, because obviously, as I mentioned, it's a David versus Goliath kind of situation here. The Dodgers are loaded. Man, Ohtani, obviously, you got to tip your hat to Ohtani because of the fact that he had one of, if not the most incredible single game performance that we have ever seen. I know that's probably the most incredible performance I've ever seen in my entire lifetime. 3 home runs, 10 strikeouts in 6 innings pitched to shut down the Brewers in 4 games, man. Ohtani takes home the NLCS MVP award, and I'll be honest, man, this Dodgers team is no joke. Last year they were good, but now having this rotation with Snell, Yamamoto, Ohtani, and then on top of that, you've got Roki Sasaki, who's been lights out in the bullpen. Excellent decision by the Dodgers to move him to the pen. That's worked out incredibly for them. Man, I am so excited for this. And the series is going to start in Toronto on Friday. So I am super, super excited. Man, this is going to be a hell of a take here. But I think based on momentum, I'm rolling with the Blue Jays to win this series. I truly think that this is the year for them. They have been a team that has kind of not lived up to expectations in recent years, fizzling out. Honestly, I think a lot of people doubted them when they took the lead in the ALS early in the season, the AL East, early in the season, and then were able to maintain that lead over the Yankees and the Red Sox, who both made pushes towards the end of the season to try to dethrone the Blue Jays atop the AL East. But man, I just think that this is the year. I've been off on my MLB predictions this postseason, but again, baseball is very unpredictable, guys. So you never really know what you're going to get. And I think that is exactly why I'm leaning with the Blue Jays here, because of the fact that everyone expects the Dodgers to win this series. And I'm rolling my gut. My gut tells me the Blue Jays can take this series and can raise the trophy at the end of October. So we're going to roll with our gut, and I'm going to predict the Blue Jays to win this series. Now, I don't think it's going to be a sweep or a gentleman's sweep at that. I think this is a 6 or 7 game series. In fact, I think if the Blue Jays want to have a chance, they'll have to fight, because the Dodgers are not going to go down without a fight. That is for sure. With that lineup, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Ohtani, just to name a few. Of course, you got Will Smith and a bunch of other guys, Teoscar Hernandez, that are incredible hitters in that lineup. But man, I'm going with my gut, and my gut is saying the Toronto Blue Jays win the 2025 World Series. If you guys are excited, let's get it. So again, hammer the Blue Jays. I believe in them this year. Follow me or don't. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. But before we move on to the next topic, I'm going to let you guys know this now. I want to know all of your guys' thoughts. Do the Toronto Blue Jays or the LA Dodgers win the World Series this year? Let me know in the comments below, whether that's here on YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok. I'm super excited to hear your guys' thoughts. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the NBA is back. It's been a long time coming. The NBA is back. And right now, we are currently recording this on Tuesday night. So the first game has already been played between the Houston Rockets and the Oklahoma City Thunder. So I know this is kind of going to be a reaction to that game. And then we're going to be talking a little bit about the Warriors and Lakers game. But man, I mean, I'm excited for the NBA. The NBA I love to watch the NBA. I will say, I do hate the fact that you need 37 different subscriptions to be able to watch an NBA game this year. I think they came out and said that to watch every single NBA game this season, the subscriptions are going to total to about $650 for the year. Pretty insane if you ask me. But hey, the NBA is making their money. Can you share some with me, please? I mean, just a little bit. But anyway, we'll talk about the first game between the Rockets and the Thunder. Right now, they're currently in overtime as we are looking at this game. The Thunder were able to take a lead in overtime. They had a solid fourth quarter, made a comeback, and right now they have a 4-point lead. But just to kind of give a brief update on some of the things going on in this game, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going off 26 points. He had 11, I believe, going into the fourth quarter, and he has exploded in the fourth quarter and overtime for 15 points. Kevin Durant in his first game with the Rockets has 20 points and 7 rebounds. Actually, the Rockets rolled out an incredibly tall starting lineup because of the fact that they are no longer with Fred VanVleet due to the ACL tear that he suffered this offseason. They rolled out with Alperen Sengun, Steven Adams, Amen Thompson, Jabari Smith Jr., and KD. I believe their average height on that team, that starting five, was 6'10". So good luck to the rest of the league trying to guard them. That's going to be a matchup nightmare for teams all season long. But this is going to be an exciting season, guys. The Rockets have a solid squad. The Thunder, obviously, they did not have Jalen Williams, or they do not have Jalen Williams right now in this game. Obviously, it's going to be a tough start for them, not having their second leading scorer for the next couple of weeks as he recovers from a wrist injury that he had surgery on. He hasn't started taking contact on that hand just yet. So it's going to be a little bit before they are with their all-star and second leading scorer. But nonetheless, NBA is back, and I am so excited, man. And then the second game of the night that's actually starting. Apologize, it started already because of the OT. It's between the Warriors and the Lakers. That is obviously going to be a great matchup as well. It's always fun when you see the Lakers and the Warriors match up against each other. And honestly, in that game, it's going to be tough for the Lakers for the first month or so of the season. They're supposed to be without LeBron James because of the fact that he's dealing with a sciatica injury. So going to be tough, but this is Luka's first full season as a Laker, and this is also Jimmy Butler's first full season as a Warrior. So I'm super excited to see now, after having a full season together in this, in each other's respective teams, and really kind of implementing them into the offense as opposed to just plugging and playing them, right? So it's going to be really fun to see how these two teams battle that out. Right now, it's the first quarter, very, low score so far, 12-11, edge to the Warriors right now. And we will obviously update you guys towards the end of the episode to kind of give you guys an update on that Warriors game and the Thunder game. Maybe at some point we will jump in and take a pause on our NFL discussions to give you guys a quick update and thoughts on that first game of the season in the NBA between those four teams. So super excited for that. And guys, the time that everyone has been waiting for, George G Money is back for the podcast, episode 78. We are going to welcome him in right now, George. And the first thing we're going to talk about are the best games of Week 7. George, welcome back to the podcast, again, man. Good to be back. Guys, let me tell you, I've had so much fun on this podcast bringing George in. It's been amazing. The response that we've gotten from you guys has been incredible. So I want to shout out to all of the people who are supporting the podcast, because it means so much that you guys are so receptive to bringing George on. Obviously, George doesn't have a podcast of his own, right? So he was kind of taking his first chance at being on a podcast here with me, and we welcomed him with open arms. He was super excited, telling me all off season that he wanted to be a part of this. So George, I just have to give you your flowers for doing this and helping out, because it means a lot, brother.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me all these weeks, bro. Love the support. I love you guys watching. I love doing this.
Yes. So, but let's not get too sad, too soft right now, because we've got so much more NFL. We're only in Week 7, heading into Week 8. We still got 10 more weeks of regular season football.
Only in Week 7? That's moving fast, dude. We're about almost halfway through. This is going too fast.
But guess what? After the regular season, we've still got football playoffs, and then of course the Super Bowl. So we've got so much more content for you guys. So let's not get too ahead of ourselves because we still got a lot of football. Yes, it is moving fast. I agree, but we still got so much. But George, without further ado, the first thing that we are going to talk about, like I said before, are the best games of Week 7. And this week, I feel like the last couple of weeks that we've had this topic, we've had a few games, 4 or 5 games for the last few weeks. But this week, I feel like there wasn't really too many exciting games. I feel like the outcomes of these games were more so like you expect it, right? So there are 2 games, though, that I do want to point out. One of them was the Thursday night football game, which, by the way, I think we're done with money lines and spreads. Okay, on the podcast parlay, because
don't worry, I made some adjustments for the Thursday night parlay.
All right, I'm cool with that because damn, we have been getting finessed on those. Yeah. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
But Thursday night football was a matchup between the Bengals and the Steelers. The Bengals are able to win this game 33-31. What were your thoughts on the unction, man?
Man, the Unk Bowl was honestly one of the better Thursday night football games we've had in a while since the NFL moved to Prime for Thursday night. Usually you get boring games on Thursday night, but this one was a spectacular shootout. Honestly, did not go the way we expected. We figured, when they got Joe Flacco, the Bengals looked somewhat slow, but kind of picked it up late in that game against the Packers 2 weeks ago. But divisional rival, those games are played tough, no matter how good or how bad one of the teams are. It can go either way.
And sorry to cut you off. That's kind of usually the expectation for divisional games, right? But not in one of the matchups that happened this week too. Shout out to the Raiders.
Yeah, no, and honestly, it was from a fan perspective, it was great. Unfortunately, Steelers fans are probably hanging their heads on that one. Joe Flacco balled out this game. Jamar Chase balled out this game. I think he had 16 catches on 23 targets, which is that was it put in a puka targets there if I say so myself. 100%. But no, it was a great game to watch. Unfortunately, they needed to score in the last couple of minutes there. Aaron Rodgers throws a dime to Pat Fryermuth, takes it all the way in, banking on your defense, who's come through for you for the last couple of weeks to make one stop. Unfortunately, it didn't. It happens. We finally saw a great game from Chase Brown. After
thank God. Oh my God. I drafted him in 2 leagues, brother, because I was so excited for Chase
Are you one
Brown.
of those people that finally benched him and then he actually went off?
No,
or did you write it?
I had no other options. At this,
I know a lot of people that got fed up and decided to bench him, and then they were throwing their phones at walls because he actually had the game of his career this game.
No, man, but I ended up starting him. Thank the Lord that I did, because he had a game. And what's so crazy is we're in a half PPR league together, right? So in that league, he only scored 12 points, but it's the second time that he scored double-digit points, and this was without a touchdown.
Only. Oh wow!
Yeah, but this was without a touchdown. So
you can't really call it a fantasy breakout game, but we'll call it a breakout game for himself. He needed a game like this. They needed a game out of him like this, and over 100 yards rushing, he killed it. He killed it.
He looked killed it. Great.
Yeah, T. Higgins killed it. Jamar Chase was on fire. All in all, to think about all the points put up this game, and DK Metcalf only had 40, 50 yards.
Yeah, 50 on the dot.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, very shocking. And on top of that,
ruined the slip too.
Yeah, he did. And honestly, if I'm not mistaken, he had 45 yards at halftime.
And they got 5 yards. I don't know why Aaron Rodgers tried. I know there was one time he threw to him and it got intercepted.
Yeah,
he got taken out of almost right out of his hands, I think.
It did.
But other than that,
hell of a play.
Hell of a play. It was a great game all in all. To think in 2025 we would have Aaron Rodgers versus Joe Flacco on teams we're not used to them being seen on, and put up 64 total points in that game. I'd say we were lucky to see something like that. But that's all I have for this game. Great high action scoring game. Not really much defense played, and some of the players that you wanted to see have a good game had a good game.
Yeah, I agree. Can't be too upset with that. Jalen
Can't
Warren
be
had a
upset with
solid
that.
game for the Steelers.
Yep.
DK had a dud of a game, I guess, compared to the last few weeks. But overall, I mean, for a Thursday night game, I feel like we've been kind of spoiled this season. We've had a bunch of really good ones. This is probably the best one that we've had.
I think so.
But overall, I think this has been a great run on Thursday Night Football, and I really hope that this upcoming week's matchup continues that trend that we've seen this season. But before we even talk about the next game, George, I got a question for you because obviously we're seeing that the last couple games, Jamar Chase is putting up crazy numbers and putting up double-digit receptions, double-digit targets, and obviously the last two games he's had over 100 yards and at least one touchdown in both of the last games. Let me ask you. I know right now, because of the slow start and everything, it's going to be tough because a guy like JSN and Puka and those guys are really kind of pretty close to 1,000 yards already, especially JSN. But is it possible that we see Jamar Chase make a run for a triple crown this season with the way he's getting the ball from Joe Flacco right now?
I kind of don't see it just because of the trajectory that some of these other receivers are on. Like I know Puka missed the game, but if he's expected to come back after the bye, after sitting 2 weeks, and they keep going the way that they're going with him, I don't see Jamar Chase being able to keep up with Puka, and especially with a receiver like Jackson Smith-Njigba. It seems like every week he's having over 115 yards receiving a game, which is insane. You got guys like CeeDee Lamb who missed 4 weeks, but he came back and he's off to the races already with over 100 yards receiving that game. It's going to be tough. I don't know about another like triple crown type of year for back-to-back seasons, but I definitely say he could potentially finish as a top 6, top 5 receiver in leading in receiving yards for the season.
All right.
And honestly, this might go later into another segment, but another person you have to watch out for the receiving yards, and I don't know how much longer this can keep up, but Christian McCaffrey is one of the leaders in receiving yards this year, and he's a running back. Yeah. So I think he's had. I don't think I counted whatever he had this last game against the Falcons, but I think before that he had over 440 receiving yards on the season.
He's on pace for over 1,000.
It's pretty insane to think of for a running back.
Yeah.
But we'll see as time will tell. I mean, if Joe Flacco can continue to go on this trajectory with him, and potentially if Joe Burrow can come back and they can pick it up right where they left off, maybe he could make that run to being the leading receptions, touchdowns, and receiving yards leader for another triple crown. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough.
It's going to be tough, but I just figured with the way he's getting the ball right now from Flacco, I mean, 23 targets, 16 receptions.
Yeah.
You kind of gotta wonder if he has a chance. I feel like if he keeps getting fed like that, we wouldn't be surprised to see him skyrocket into the top 5, top 10 real soon. So
right.
But George, the next game I want to talk about, because this game was an absolute thriller, kept you on your toes. The Broncos-Giants game. What a comeback. I mean, I got to ask before we even talk about some of the stats. The Giants were up 19-0 in the fourth quarter, right? Is this a collapse by the Giants, or is this just an incredible performance by the Broncos and their defense to kind of shut things down a little bit for the Giants?
Two things can be true at the same time. Yes, like we could say like the Giants defense collapsed. We can't really put it on the offense because, I mean, it was like 19-0, and then it was 19-8, and then they scored another touchdown to go up 26-8.
Yeah.
So it's not like they didn't score any more points. They put up 2 more touchdowns that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So yes, like the Giants defense did collapse, and that the kicker's got to make extra points.
Yeah.
The kicker has to make extra points. He makes his extra points, they win that game still. But the Broncos did come alive that fourth quarter. I mean, it was just brutal those first 3 quarters for the Broncos, and they didn't quit. They didn't quit. Yeah. They kept battling, and that's what happens. But I mean, one of my main concerns is for that game specifically is what happened to the Broncos defense that game.
Yeah.
What happened? I mean, 32 points to the New York Giants. I know they just came off beating the Eagles, but I mean, your defense is always, I mean, for the last couple of years has been known to be one of the top elite defenses, and to give a performance like this at home, It's a sore for eyes. I think I said that saying correctly. It's a sore for eyes.
It's a yeah.
It was bad. It was bad.
It's bad.
You can't put up a performance like that at home to a team where to especially when you're in a position to go 5-2. They ended up still winning that game, but you're in a close divisional race right now with the Chargers and the Chiefs still, and you got to have a better performance than that. I mean, a shout out to both teams' offenses, though. I mean, the Broncos in that fourth quarter were amazing. Jackson Dart's looking good. I know he had a couple of. They both had I think on back-to-back plays, if I'm not mistaken, or back-to-back drives, where Bo Nix tries to throw a touchdown, gets bobbled, popped in the air. Troy Franklin comes down with it, and then on the next drive, Jackson Dart throws the ball, gets popped up, and I don't know, was it Theo Johnson or Bellinger catches it and takes it for a touchdown too? It's like, I don't know, there was some fluke stuff going on in that game, but
yeah.
I mean, it was all in all a good game in that. It wasn't that really much of like a thriller until that fourth quarter.
Yeah, and then honestly, to your point, I'm looking at some of the stats right now. So this is the second time that they've allowed over 23 points. The other time, technically, the third time that they've allowed over 23 points. One of them was against the Colts, who obviously are 6-1, the best record in the NFL, right? Then the second time was to the Chargers, where they gave up 10 points in the fourth quarter. So I just think that right now what we're seeing is that, the fourth quarters have been a struggle for them, right?
Yeah.
Especially. This was kind of the opposite, I guess, where their defense did enough to win them the game in the fourth quarter, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
But, the game against the Colts, the offense couldn't score in the fourth at all, gave up 6 points, so 2 field goals. And then in that game against the Chargers where they lost, they gave up 10 points, a field goal, and a touchdown. A touchdown, then a field goal to win the game. So, I mean, they played solid defense, for the first 6 weeks, and then this week it just kind of, outside of the Colts game, right?
Yeah.
Let's not count that because the Colts are a different beast right now, right? They're firing on all cylinders. And then the Chargers game was, it's hard to kind of count out Justin Herbert and the talent that he is, but this game, I feel like they should have. This should have been the opposite. They should have been the team up 19-0 with that defense. But, kudos to the Broncos for stepping up late and Bo Nix kind of putting the team on his back. So that kind of leads me into my next question. Is Bo Nix clutch, or was this just kind of a performance that you don't think we'll see again from him? Because, he did show up and show out in that fourth quarter. 4 touchdowns in that fourth quarter, 2 of them passing, 2 of them rushing. Hell of a game. He was actually, we'll talk about it later, but he was the best quarterback of the week, especially if you're talking fantasy too. So is he a clutch player, or was this just kind of a one-time thing because they were facing the Giants?
Well, I don't know if we're going to see something like this again from Bo Nix. 33 points in the fourth quarter to come back and win is highly unlikely to ever happen again. Not saying it couldn't, but what are the odds of that happening? But he's not like, we've seen him be clutch before too. Look at last year against the Cincinnati Bengals in was it week 17? That was just a high scoring game. Late in the game, you need to go down and get a touchdown again. And he's driving and makes a beautiful throw rolling out to his right in the corner of the end zone, puts it on a dot. They end up losing that game in overtime. But just to give your team the ability to go there and still have a fighting chance, we've seen him do it before. So I wouldn't say he's the most clutch player in the NFL right now, because look what we've seen Baker do so far this year. I think their first 3 games they've won on the fourth quarter drives. There's other clutch players. Mahomes came back 13 seconds left, But to say he's not clutch I think that's not valid. You can't say that about Bo Nix. He can be clutch at times, but what he did that game, especially in that fourth quarter, is going to be very, very, very hard to see happen again, or very hard to replicate again. So I don't count on seeing a performance like that again from Bo Nix, or even anybody in the NFL putting up 33 points in the fourth quarter.
19-0 deficit in the fourth quarter, and then coming back and putting up 33. It's not easy to do. So shout out to Bo Nix. Shout out to Bo Nix. But also, I think what this game also showed me is before we even move to the next topic, I just have to tip my cap to them too. Jackson Dart and Scatterbo are for real. That is a backfield that I'm going to be honest, Giants fans, you guys should be very excited because that is a solid backfield to have with those two guys.
Yeah.
And this is without Malik Neighbors. So when Neighbors can come back, they got that incredible defensive line. They're the Giants fans, you guys are in good hands right now, it seems. There is a couple quarterbacks, of course, that I would rather have over a Jackson Dart. Obviously, young quarterbacks, you got like a Drake May, a Caleb Williams, guys like that, of course, right? But for the Giants over the last couple of years, I know Daniel Jones is having a resurgence in Indy, but with the performance that we kind of saw with him over the last couple of seasons, and this team is exciting, man. So shout out to the Giants, man. You guys, you fans should be very excited.
The Giants' future is looking bright. Again, they're playing right. They're playing this season right now without Malik Neighbors. They're the wide receiver #1, top pick in the draft. And honestly, after the performance he had last year, he's making his case to be one of the league's best receivers. So you get him back with a promising and balling out QB like Jackson Dart and Scatterbo and a decent. And the O line is pretty good, and D line
they can get better.
They can get better. They can definitely get better. But I definitely think the future is bright for Giants fans and Giants organization. This season might be a wrap though. What are they now, like 2-5?
5, I believe. Yeah.
I mean, and the schedule's only going to get harder for them. They got to go play Eagles again. I mean, I know they beat them, but it's going to be tough. You got to go into Philly now. The schedule's definitely going to get harder for them.
For revenge now, so it's going to be tough.
This backstretch of the schedule is very tough for them. Season might be done for them, but the future is looking bright over there in New York for them.
Yeah, I mean, as a Giants fan right now, you got bright spots. Enjoy them because things will turn eventually. But for right now, you guys got a solid.
They're
team,
fun though. The season may be done, but it's going to be a fun watch for Giants fans.
Exactly.
They're gonna have fun watching their team every week. I promise you.
Yeah. Scatterbo and Jackson Dart it's a fun combo. So that's all you can really want to whenever you turn your team on and get to watch them every Sunday. So shout out to those teams for making that an incredible game. But now, George, we're gonna move on to the most disappointing games of Week 7, and we won't spend too much time on these. But one of the first games that I'll say is the Monday night game, the Lions and Buccaneers game. The Bucs got back Egbuka. He left in week 6 early in that game with a hamstring injury. He made one of the quickest recoveries I've seen on hamstring injury. Played in week 7. He did look a little slow, but that's fine. At least he was out there. He didn't look 100%, but he gave it a go and he kind of was at least there. I do think Baker was off big time on Monday, though. I think Egbuka would have had a much better game had Baker been able to kind of hit him on some of those routes. I saw him open on a couple plays that would have put them in position to score. But they just couldn't. They weren't on the same page. Baker was a little off. And then Mike Evans came back, and unfortunately he got hurt, broken clavicle, so he'll be out probably the remainder of the season.
Was it a broken clavicle? I thought they said it was a concussion only.
It was a concussion and broken clavicle as well. So so I mean, if he had gotten taken out on that first hit, maybe he doesn't suffer the broken clavicle, but where he looked a little dazed. So I mean, but hey, we can't talk about, obviously this is we're talking hindsight here, but yeah, man, I mean, it was just a sluggish performance by the Bucs. But I mean, things look bright because in the next couple of weeks they'll I believe they have a week 9 bye, if I'm not mistaken. So by week 10 they should hopefully have Chris Godwin back. Egbuka should be 100%. Bucky Irving hopefully is supposed to be coming back. But I mean, Jared Goff led a steady Lions offense. Jahmyr Gibbs had a day. And sometimes when these teams are going to have games like that. The Bucs obviously have been one of the best teams in the NFL this year, and sometimes you just have an off day, and that's okay because obviously we've seen it with the Lions too. They've had some off games as well. They played rough against the Chiefs, so they needed a bounce back win. And then they had obviously that early season stinker against the Packers. So just a sluggish game for the Bucks, and just a little disappointing. You kind of expected more.
Yeah.
Just a little disappointing overall.
Yeah, it wasn't as an exciting game as we thought it would be. Baker, he was missing a lot of throws, man. A lot of throws. Didn't look like Baker. Lions get the dub, much needed bounce back win. That's all I really got for you.
Yep. Next one is the London game. The Rams without Puka still put belt to ass on the Jaguars. Wow, 35-7. Devontae Adams might have had one of the most incredible stat lines that I've ever seen. 35 total yards, 5 receptions, 3 touchdowns. Wow.
3 touchdowns.
I mean, what a day for him.
Yeah.
He woke up in London and said, I'm feeling myself. And he went out there and had some of the meanest routes on that 2-yard line. I mean, it was a great game though for the Rams. I mean, Kyron got a score. Devontae had a good game. And the Jaguars, I think last couple of weeks, man, they've been really disappointing, and Travis Etienne has been a disappointment over the last few weeks. I'll be honest. He was really their workhorse in getting the offense going. And, this week, the last couple of weeks, he's just not been – he hasn't looked like the early season version of himself.
Yeah. And credit to the team. Credit to the teams they're playing, though. I mean, 3 straight weeks. You got the Chiefs, who got a really good defense. Seattle's defense, who's on the up and up right now, playing pretty good football. And then you got, Rams defense, who's been pretty like –
they've been
pretty this year. I'm not gonna lie. They're one of the sleeper defenses and on the up and coming. So he did have to go get some tough defenses, especially rush defenses. But man, did the Rams shut us up this week? We said, give us the Rams if Puka plays. If not, I think we said we'd take the Jaguars, and they said, no Puka, no problem. We'll give Devontae Adams 3 touchdowns. And I know it was a weathery game, rain, ball was slippery, but I mean, I don't even think Trevor Lawrence played that bad. I mean, his receivers just couldn't catch a ball.
Outside of Travis Hunter, I mean, no one could do much.
But shout out Travis Hunter. Finally gets his touchdown. Finally gets his touchdown.
Took him 7 weeks. But he broke 100 yards. He broke 100 yards. He had a great game. I mean, I'll be honest, though. He was getting cooked on the defensive side against Devontae. But again, that's Devontae Adams. That's one of the best receivers.
Where Devontae didn't catch the ball on him. So that was
that was the highlight for him.
The receivers need to catch the ball. I mean, I was watching that game. I got my ass up early. I was watching that game, and I was like, man, like some of these throws, like Trevor's putting it right there, and they're just like for one instance, one of the drives was like 4th and 5, 4th and 3 or something like that. Parker Washington does a little like slant route up the middle, delivers him a beautiful ball like right there, and he gator arms it because he sees the defender. Like, I get it, like it was probably like a dangerous ball to throw, but as a receiver, it's like, hey, this is a crucial down. We can't score. Yeah. We gotta try. We gotta do something. And for him to pull back like that and cause a turnover on downs and just give the Rams the ball back, and I'm pretty sure they scored it on the next drive.
Yeah,
man, you gotta help. Brian Thomas Jr. had the ball in his hands a couple of times. Even some uncontested catches, just couldn't come down with it. It's like, you got to catch these balls, man. You got to catch the balls, help your team, especially when you're down so much. I don't know.
Yeah, eventually we're gonna have to have a serious conversation about Brian Thomas Jr., man.
Yeah,
I mean, and you want to know something too? I tried trading for him in a couple of leagues. Kind of glad that they didn't accept my trade. I'm feeling, because I mean, honestly, right now he is not performing at the expectation, especially for where people have drafted him in fantasy. So definitely tough. But I've got nothing else for that game. How about you?
Me neither. I'm
all right. So the next game, I put it on this list only because of the fact that I think we expected so much more from this game. But the next game I want to talk about is the Cowboys and Commanders game. So the Cowboys put absolute belt to ass on the Commanders here, 44-22. But again, I the only reason this is on the disappointing games of Week 7 is because of the fact that you expected this to be a shootout between the Commanders and the Cowboys.
Yep.
But to be completely honest with you, the Cowboys, I mean, ran away with this game from the jump. And their defense actually played pretty solid. Like, They played pretty solid.
to give the Washington a little credit, Jaden Daniels did get injured in that game, so he didn't finish out. He didn't play out the last
quarter and a half,
maybe quarter 1 3/4 of the game. So it's like it's kind of tough. I mean, it was a pretty good game that first half. Like it was exactly how you wanted to see it. I know Dak has got really good numbers against Washington throughout his career. I think it's something like 20 touchdowns to 2 interceptions only, and he has a pretty good win record against them.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was just we thought it was going to be an exciting game. Unfortunately, Jaden Daniels gets hurt. I think they said it was a hamstring issue, something like that. So he might.
Luckily,
luckily.
It looked a lot worse than what it was.
Yeah, I thought it was his knee again.
Yeah, when he went down, it was 27-15, and it was early in the third quarter. To be exact, it was the 11:47 mark in the third quarter.
It had just started, so like 3 minutes into the third quarter.
Yeah, so I mean, it was tough, but obviously it's a 12-point game. It's not as bad, but you know, it just, I mean, again, going back to the injury, luckily it's just a hamstring injury because honestly, it looked so much worse, and if it was his knee again, you know, people were worried that it could be, you know, something worse than a hamstring, obviously, possibly like an ACL or something like that because of the way he reacted immediately and things like that. He came out of the blue tent, gave his mom a thumbs up. He was all good. So he's questionable for this upcoming week. I don't think they play him. I think they sit him for a week or two and really kind of get him right. But, you know, again, it wasn't a solid game going up until that point. And then when Mariota kind of came in, I think they were able, that defense was able to kind of feast, and it ended up kind of getting out of hand for the.
I mean, to also be fair, they were out. Their 3 starting receivers. Noah Brown wasn't there. Debo wasn't there. Terry McLaurin wasn't there. They couldn't get the running game going. It was just kind of odd, especially against the Dallas defense.
Yeah.
But did you see that tweet Jaden's mom put out? Like I think it was like after the game or a couple days ago. Where she was like, "Please stop saying my son is like RG3 because words can be spoken into existence and stuff like that. We don't want like that to happen."
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, like okay. So, I mean, hopefully he's all good and healthy. He might miss a couple of weeks just to be safe because he has battled injuries in his career so far in the NFL. So they might keep him rested a couple of weeks. But is this probably possibly the end of the Commander season?
Yeah,
I mean, he has to miss like 3 to 4 weeks.
I mean, if
because they have a late bye, don't they? Week 14 or something like that?
I think they do have a late bye. And honestly, man, I think because I have Jaden Daniels in one of my fantasy teams, so let me just go ahead and look. But if I'm not mistaken, it is like a week 12 bye. So yeah, so there's about 5 more weeks until their bye, or 4 more weeks until their bye.
Yeah. So if they make them sit about 3 to 4 weeks, and then the bye coming up, so that's like 5 straight weeks. They might rest him until that bye week just to not rush him back because of what he's been dealing with so far in his career.
If he's not ready to go by like week 10, I don't think they bring him back for week 11 and then to take a bye. I think you'd probably just rest him through
the bye. If their season is like looking really bad, I don't think he's coming back the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be tough. But I mean honestly, they have to have, you know, vision for the future. You can't. If the season's out of hand by that point, then there's no point in bringing them back. And like as we take a look at their schedule coming up, they have Kansas City this week, Seattle week 9, Detroit week 10, Miami week 11. So I mean the next 3 weeks alone are going to be really tough games with Kansas City, Seattle, and Detroit. I don't know if I necessarily see them coming back then.
Don't they play Buffalo too this year, something like that?
They don't. No, they play Miami, and then after the bye, they play Denver, Minnesota, the Giants, Philly, and then Dallas in week 17. Maybe they play the Bills in week 18. No, sorry, they play. Hold on.
But they do got a tough schedule coming up again, especially these next 3 weeks with Detroit, Seattle, and Kansas.
Yeah, so they play week 18 is going to be against the Eagles. So
I mean, they got to play the Eagles twice. They got Minnesota's defense.
They got Dallas again. They got
Dallas again. Detroit can't. Yeah, it's gonna be rough.
It's gonna be it's tough after the bye, and then even leading up to the bye outside of that Miami game. So it's going to be interesting
Yeah.
to see how they handle it. Again, I think if by week 10 he's not ready to go for that Detroit game, they'll probably sit him week 11 as well, because I think there's no point in rushing him back a week before the bye, especially against that Miami team. Who knows? By week 11 they could have sold off on some of their pieces and really be rebuilding for the following season. So, but yeah, I mean, as we talk about the Commanders, you kind of got to look over back to the Cowboys and give them their props, though, because they played, an incredible game. And then it leads me to ask you this, because we see that George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb both went off.
Yeah.
Where do you rank those two guys amongst duos in the NFL right now? I think, I honestly, I think they're top 3 right now.
Yeah, I definitely put them top 3, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Maybe just behind Jamar and T. Higgins.
Yeah.
Maybe you could say Puka and Devontae have an argument there as well. But definitely, I would definitely say top 3 for sure.
Yeah.
I think they are a better duo than A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith.
At this moment, for sure.
Yeah. So, I think Jamar Chase and T. Higgins still have that is the best 1-2 combo. You also got to consider Jefferson and Addison.
Yeah.
But yeah, somewhere in the top 3, at the very minimum, top 5.
Yeah, for sure. I agree 100%. The Cowboys better do all they can to keep George Pickens there. Him and CD are like this too. So it's great to see that they have a good relationship. They want to see each other win, which is nice, because I feel like sometimes when you have teams like that, one guy always kind of knows he's the alpha and always wants to just get his numbers. But I think in that relationship right there, it's kind of similar to that T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. They kind of know their roles. They know the other guy maybe is a little bit better, but hey, they know that they can get their own too, and they'll have their number called on some games more than the other guy. So shout out to them.
Yeah.
But George, we're going to move on. And the next topic I've got for you are the top storylines for week 8. So we've got a couple of things. The first thing I want to highlight, I don't know if you saw it earlier today, but after the game on Sunday, the head coach of the Broncos, Sean Payton, calls out Russell Wilson. Kind of, he says something along the lines of like, yeah, they've got a spark with that quarterback. I was really hoping that they didn't have him in when we played him. I wish that, it happened later in the season, that the quarterback changed, that he was calling that he wanted to go get Russ himself. Like he wanted to go at Russ and make Russ look bad, kind of. Russell Wilson comes out and basically calls him classless and said that, all these years later, he's still bounty hunting. Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's a low blow by Sean Payton, in my opinion, super low blow. Obviously, Russ is down right now. He came to New York to kind of be a veteran in the locker room, kind of lead that team. And unfortunately, he lost his job to the rookie. And, I just think it was a low blow by Sean Payton. Definitely a little bit classless. On his act, I think most times you kind of think of Sean Payton as, especially like younger days, you kind of think of him with the Saints, and you're like, man, he's a great coach and all this stuff. And now you kind of see some of these things come out, and the way he handled the situation with Russ in Denver, it rubs me the wrong way. As a head coach, I think you got to be a little bit more professional than that. But yeah, that was one of the things that I saw, and I was like, damn, that's crazy.
I think it was uncalled for from Sean Payton. Like, I understand Russ didn't play well in Denver, and they got him out of there. But I mean, there was no need to call him out like that. I mean, everybody knows. Just throwing it out there like that. I mean, they could have just left it as, yeah, they got a spark over there at the QB spot with Jackson Dart. Just left it at that. But
the call was unnecessary.
Yeah, I think it was pretty unnecessary.
Mm-hmm. All right, next one I got for you is Aaron Rodgers faces off against Green Bay this week on Sunday Night Football, and it is the first time that he will be facing off against Green Bay since he left a couple years ago. What are your thoughts there?
I think he's got – how we say we rarely see those games where, like, Aaron Rodgers is throwing, like, for 300 – like, over 300 yards because it's, like, not who he is anymore.
Yeah.
I think this is like one of the last few ones we see left in his tank.
Unfortunately, it's not in Green Bay though. I would have loved if they kind of set it up where he was in Green Bay.
Yeah, because
but
you know
it's
they
gonna
would
be
have
in
they would have they
Pittsburgh.
would have done like a very nice tribute for him. For,
Yeah,
you know,
I think
like
so.
obviously he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's been,
Mhm.
you know, he's probably their best all-time QB in that organization, right next there with Brett Favre. Maybe say Brett Favre was better or whatever, but man, I think he's gonna have a day with that game. I think that
Yeah.
I think he's had it marked on his schedule ever since he signed
Oh,
with the
yeah.
Steelers. He
Yeah.
knows he knows it's coming. And honestly, I know Michael Parsons just had a burst in his performance this last week against the Cardinals. He had like
I
5
think it was
QB hits, 3 sacks,
3
10
sacks, yeah.
pressures. One of his
Great
better
game.
career days. I think that was his best ever game with sacks. I think he's never had a 3-sack game before.
Yeah.
He tied his all-time high with most QB hits in a game with 5. So we finally saw like Micah Parsons be Micah Parsons so far on that team. But again, the defense is like not really showing up there. I mean, Jacoby Brissett almost beat you guys.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just wasn't. They weren't clicking on all cylinders. They ended up still winning. I mean, it took a crucial 4th down that the Packers need to get for them to steal that game. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's like they're not really meshing at once. Like there's weeks where the offense will look good, and then the defense does it. Like again, like in Dallas, right? Jordan Love and them put up 40 points on the Cowboys, but the defense also gave up 40.
Yeah.
And there's games where the defense looks great, right? Against the Browns, they gave up 10 points, 13 points, and then the offense did nothing. So they're not firing on all cylinders at the same time yet. And I don't know. I mean, I think I could see this definitely being the game where the offense might be clicking, but the defense is not. I think Aaron Rodgers is got like a little. He's got some for that game.
Yeah,
and that's something I would definitely be watching. Is that
100%.
one of the 3:00 games or
no? It's Sunday night.
Oh yeah. It's
Sunday night.
Yeah, that is something I will not be taking my eyes off.
It's Sunday night. Yeah, I'm ready.
I will not be taking my eyes off that.
You know how the song goes, "Waiting all day for Sunday night." Oh, I promise you, I will be. I promise you, I will be waiting all day for that one.
Yep.
All right. The next one I've got is the Eagles rematch versus the Giants after losing in Week 6. Obviously, the Giants are coming off of a heartbreaking loss in Week 7. But I'll be honest, I think the Eagles got this game circled on their schedule, and I think Saquon is definitely circling this one for sure. After Week 7's game, he kind of called himself out. He said that, a lot of the issues on the offense are coming on his end. And I know we'll talk about this later with one of our later segments, but honestly, I know that people kind of doubted Saquon obviously having a great year after what happened last year and what he did, all the magical things he did last year. But I can't put all of this blame on him. The offensive line has not been the same. They've been injured, and they haven't been the protection on the run game hasn't really been there. And I think this week Saquon's going to take matters into his own hands, and I think he's going to dominate this week. I think he was disappointed in the fact that he had a stinker against them in Week 6 after having a hot start with what I think it was 30 yards in the first drive or something like that.
Yeah, it was the first 2 runs. He had 30 yards.
Yeah.
And then he finished the game with 50.
Yeah, so I think he's going to put the team on his back in Week 8 and really carry them, especially the fact that I believe they're in Philly this week. Yeah. So I'm excited for this game. But I had to highlight this because obviously with the fact that, they lost in crushing, fashion in Week 6, 34-17, I believe was the score off the top of my head. I can't remember exactly. I think it was that, but I think they are going to come out with a vengeance in Week 7. Week 8 for sure.
It's just it needs to be put on the whole team for how they've been playing lately. Again, we said it earlier before. There hasn't been a running back who ran for 2,000 yards in a season and the next season did it again.
Yeah,
we knew there was
a lot of work.
It's very tough to do it back-to-back years, but we didn't expect what's happening with Saquon right now to happen. I mean, Cam Jurgens, the center, hasn't looked like he did last year. Doesn't look anything like he did last year. Is not playing that well. Landon Dickerson has been handling some injuries. They're just not really meshing. Jordan Mailata is being beat on a lot of one-on-one assignments. Yeah. They're just not really like meshing right now. I think that game against Minnesota just now. The passing game was electric. I mean, over 100 yards for AJ Brown and for Devontae Smith. The passing game was insane. Probably the best game for not probably, it was the best game for Jalen Hurts this season.
Yeah, for sure.
I think perfect passer rating or something like that. Only missed 5 passes.
And this is against a team in Minnesota that is almost like lockdown.
Yeah, Brian Florence does a very good job with the defense over there. He's known. He coaches some of the best defensive units in the league. He's always got top defenses. But I mean, Saquon is just, they got to get him going. He hasn't had a game over 100 rushing yards yet, and they just got to figure out a way to get that involved too. Like 1 week they're relying on the run game, and the next week is the pass game. Like they're never, again, it's not in sync. They're not having a game where Saquon is playing like Saquon, and then Jalen Hurts is getting the ball to these receivers for them to have the game like they do. So maybe this is the week. I mean, it finally clicks together. They're looking to get revenge. They're trying to, keep showing everybody why they who they are. Like we're the reigning Super Bowl champs. Like we're favored to go back again, and we're gonna show you why. Like we are what you guys assumed we would be at the beginning of the season, and this is the game to get back to that and have people consider you a top team in the NFC, because right now the NFC is open to everybody right now. The race is there. There's a lot of 5-win teams, there's a lot of 4-win teams. Everyone is looking good, everyone is looking bad at the same time. You don't know who's good, you don't know who's bad. So it's up for grabs. So the Eagles definitely need to take advantage of a Giants team who's coming off a bad loss. They're probably still hanging their heads over it because it was very
heartbreaking.
It could be heartbreaking and demoralizing.
Yeah.
For that to happen to a team. I mean, look at the Bears. The Bears lost on a Hail Mary and it derailed the whole season. I'm not saying this is going to happen to the Giants. Anything can happen. They could just brush it off like nothing happened and keep playing strong. But they need to take advantage of a divisional opponent that you need to beat, and secure this win.
Yeah, for sure, man. Now the next two, pretty just had to kind of include them. One of the storylines heading into Week 8 is the fact that Justin Fields was benched in the second half for Tyrod Taylor. What a rough season for Justin Fields, man. What a rough season.
I told you he is bad. He is a bad quarterback. Yeah. Even Woody Johnson, the owner of the Jets, I think he came out today saying I'm backing up Aaron Glenn. I think he's a good coach, and it's hard. It's hard. I think he said it's hard to win games when you can't make a pass. And that's a shot at Justin Fields there. I think they finally realized that giving him $20 million was the wrong decision. I guess I guess they're just taking to get a quarterback in the draft.
I think he gets cut. I think he gets cut at the end of the season.
Oh, you think they're going to resign him? Here's my prediction. Let me know if this is a crazy take or not. I think Justin Fields is still going to be in the NFL for years to come, right? But he's not going to be a quarterback. I think whoever takes him is going to turn him into what Taysom Hill is. Fourth and short, QB draw, just run it up the middle.
Hey.
And if you have to, he could just go like that and give someone the ball. I think they're going to use him exactly like Taysom Hill does. Someone out there will do it because he's fast. He's a good runner. Someone will see that and be like, okay, here's $5 million.
But God, he can't throw the football.
He cannot. He can't sit in the pocket. Goodness. He can't read a defense. He can't step up in the pocket. He can't do nothing. He can't do it. Can't do it. Couldn't do it in Chicago. I mean, really didn't do it much like crazy in Pittsburgh, and he can't do it now. He can't do it. He's not a good quarterback. His time as a full-time NFL quarterback is done. He's not a starter anymore.
Nope, not at all. I agree. Now, the last one before we head into the Week 8 predictions. Last storyline for you are the Colts are 6-1, and man, what a resurgence for Daniel Jones. The Colts might be for real, man. I know we doubted them a couple weeks ago, but they might be legit, and I'm gonna be excited to see. Because it clearly looks like they're going to win that division. I'm going to be really excited to see what they can do in the playoffs.
I think
very exciting.
I think they got the division locked up.
Yeah.
The only issue I have with the Colts is, and I know I was super high on them early in the year, but took some time to think about it. Got a little outside perspective. It's like, let's look at the teams that they beat. Okay. Miami.
Yeah.
Raiders. Titans, Arizona, which they almost lost that game. Jacoby Brissett almost came back in that game. And then they beat the Chargers, who have been struggling ever since a lot of injuries came on their team. The Khalil Mack was back that game, but offensive line issues. Herbert even threw for 450 yards, 420 yards that game.
Yeah.
Ended up losing, but I mean, and the one team that I could say is a contender that they play, which is the Rams, they lost. Granted, they beat themselves that game with Adonai Mitchell's like dumb.
That was a winnable game for them.
That was a winnable game, but I mean, if you could just pull up their schedule for me real quick, I would like to see the rest of the teams they play this year because I want to see if they're going to have like a free ride this year or is it going to be one of those? Because honestly, like a hot take again. Remember that one year the Steelers went like 12-0 or some shit like that, like 11-0, and they fell off and they were like what first round exits or something like that. I could be wrong about the playoff exit. I don't know, but I mean the way Jonathan Taylor is playing this year, I think I could be wrong about this, but I was watching ESPN the other day, and I think they said that he's like up there in MVP conversations for Jonathan Taylor, and he is balling out. He is balling out this year.
He's RB1 right now.
But I would like pull up the Colts schedule. I would like to see the remaining schedule here, and I'll determine. I'll give you my input.
All right. So week 8 they play the Titans. Week 9 they play the Steelers.
Hold on. So week 8 this week they play the Titans, so they should be 7-1.
Steelers.
I'll say, man, they just lost to Flacco and the Bengals. Depends. Okay, I'm gonna say that's a loss, but all depends on how they play against the Packers.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Falcons.
That's a win.
Chiefs.
A loss. That's gonna be a good game. I'm gonna see that. I'm gonna watch that game fully. I'm excited, and that's probably gonna determine if they can compete because they're gonna make the playoffs with how good with how their record is right now and how bad that division is. But I mean, if they like some of the guaranteed like known AFC playoff teams like the Chiefs, the Bills, like I mean the Ravens this year, but we'll see what happens. Like let's see I want to see how they do against those teams. Go ahead. So the Chiefs,
Texans.
That's a win for them.
Yeah.
Like the Texans are bad.
Jags.
Where?
Jacksonville.
So I think I heard a stat somewhere that the Colts haven't beaten the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville in like years or something like that. I don't know if that's been broken like in a recent because I've heard this like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. But I don't know if they have beaten them since then. But I think they have a pretty bad record playing Jacksonville in Jacksonville.
Let me see. I'll tell you right now. Let's see. The last time the Colts beat the Jaguars in Jacksonville was in 2014.
Oh, so it's been 11 years.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the year they break it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's kind of crazy.
So let's say they win. Let's say I love going against the odds. So let's say they beat that game.
All right. Next, they play the Seahawks.
Ooh.
That's a tough one.
I think they lose that one too.
Yeah. Then the 49ers. And by that time, the 49ers, as long as no more injuries happen, they should have, they'll have a healthy Pearsall, Kittle, CMC,
honestly,
Purdy. Everybody should be good.
Is Purdy supposed to be back this week?
He should be, yeah.
If they lose this game, I think they should bench Purdy for Mac Jones and let him ride out the rest of the season. Tough take. But again, we'll see how that goes. I mean, that's another good team that's also 5-2.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they got a pretty favorable. Go ahead.
I mean, the 49ers had the easiest schedule coming into the season, so yeah, makes sense. And then the Jaguars in Indy,
okay,
and then the Texans in Houston.
Yeah, so it looks like they got a pretty favorable matchup.
Yeah,
so
pretty easy schedule.
The 3 teams that I see them like putting like it being like they might lose is the Chiefs, that Chiefs game, that Seahawks game, possibly the Jacksonville game in Jacksonville, possibly because of what history has shown us, but I'll go against that, and then maybe the 49ers.
Yeah.
So it looks like they have a pretty favorable game.
I'll be honest,
pretty favorable schedule this year for them.
I think if they can either compete and make it a competitive game or beat the Chiefs, and that's in week 8, 9, 10, 11, week 11. I know we said the Rams game was going to be a true test, right? Obviously, they beat themselves. But in week 11, if they can either compete against the Chiefs and keep it close,
look, they don't even have to beat if they lose by a touchdown. If they can go toe to toe with the Chiefs,
they look good.
That might be legit. They might be legit.
So
Yeah.
those are our top storylines heading into week 8, guys. Ran a little bit longer, but obviously we got some good ones for you guys.
Yeah, some good storylines.
Yes. Now, George, we have the week 8 predictions, and I will get this schedule pulled up now. You know how we do it. We run through it real quick. Week 8 starts off Thursday Night Football, Vikings, Chargers. Give me the Chargers.
I'll take the Chargers too.
Sunday, we've got the Dolphins, the Falcons. Give me the Falcons.
Is this a Quinn Ewers breakout game? I think he's starting this game. Nah, give me the Falcons. Give me the Falcons. Give me the Falcons.
Bears and Ravens. Bears.
This scares me. I haven't said this about a Bears game all year, but like if Lamar is actually back and fully healthy,
don't care.
This could be tough.
Give me
the Bears. I'm going to take the Bears too, but like this game, it's like this is going to be a good test for the Bears. This is going to be a very good test for the Bears right here. It will be. I'll take the Bears. Right. Caleb hasn't played good too, but he needs to step it up.
Bills, Panthers. Give me the Bills.
Give me the Bills.
Jets, Bengals. Give me the Bengals.
Bengals.
Niners, Texans. Give me the Niners.
Niners.
Patriots, Browns. Give me the Patriots.
Patriots.
Eagles, Giants. Give me the Eagles.
Eagles.
Saints, Bucks. Give me the Bucks.
Bucks.
Cowboys, Broncos. Give me the Cowboys.
Give me the Broncos.
All right. Titans, Colts. Give me the Colts.
Colts.
Green Bay, Steelers. Give me the Steelers.
I'll take the Steelers too.
Chiefs, Commanders. Give me the Chiefs on Monday Night Football.
I'll take the Chiefs too.
All right. That was quick and easy right there for you guys. Now, we're introducing a new segment to the podcast called the 2-minute warning. So what we're going to do here is we have a couple quick topics. I'm going to set a timer for 2 minutes. George and I are going to give you guys our takes within 2 minutes on the topic. And I'm excited for this. This is something new. I thought it would add some excitement to the podcast. And, obviously we don't like to make the podcast too long, so we're not going to hold you guys for much long after. But I thought the 2-minute warning drill, hey, they run it in the NFL. Let's run it here, right? So the first topic, George, I will start off with, and I will let you know when I press the timer. Who is the best running back in football? Jonathan Taylor, Bijan, or CMC? Timer starts now. I'm going to say that right now, based on what we have seen from the first 7 weeks, I'm going to take Jonathan Taylor. I know there's a huge argument for Bijan and CMC, especially with what CMC is doing offensively, catching the ball, and the running game just kind of exploded when Kittle came back. But JT is putting up games where he's scoring 3 touchdowns. He has more games than some teams do scoring 3 touchdowns in a game. So I'm going to say that Jonathan Taylor is the RB1 in football right now. And obviously we've seen him dominate the football league a couple years ago, and I think he is in true form returning to that. That is why I'm going to say that Jonathan Taylor is the RB1. Bijan himself, I just think sometimes the offense, if Bijan isn't doing much, then that Falcons offense isn't doing much. I just think on the Indy side, it's JT, and then it's everybody else, and then they can get Warren going, Pittman going, everybody going. So give me JT. You got a minute.
Yeah, I don't hate that take there, man. I like your take there, but I'm gonna have to go Christian McCaffrey. I mean, they're 5-2. I understand Colts are 6-1, but you just named a bunch of players that are balling out for that team right now. In San Francisco, all they got is McCaffrey. That's all they got. He's one of, and it's going to be strange to hear this. His rushing yards may not be of that of Bijan or Jonathan Taylor, and he just has like 3 rushing touchdowns in the season, right? But look at the work he's doing in the receiving end. He's top 5, I think, or top 8 in receiving yards as a running back. He's carrying this team like solely. There's no, like, Juwan Jennings hasn't played every game. He's been on the injury block. Same with Pearsall. Kittle's missed time.
10 seconds.
Ayuk is not there. I'm going to take McCaffrey on this one. He's the workhorse for that team, and he's the main reason they're 5-2.
All right, guys. That's your cue now for you to step in. Who do you guys think is the RB1 this year in football? We're not talking fantasy here. We're talking overall football. Who do you guys think is the RB1? Let us know. Now, George, I'll let you start the next one. And I guess we can maybe open this up. Who is the best wide receiver in the league? Time starts now.
Undoubtedly, the best wide receiver in the league is Jamar Chase. I understand he's had issues with if Burrow can stay healthy or not, but like in situations like even like look what's happening with Flacco, like he's still putting up a big performance like this. Undoubtedly, it's Jamar Chase. Whoever's throwing him the ball, it doesn't matter. Jamar Chase is like he just won a Triple Crown last year, and then this year he's doing it. He did it with Joe Burrow when he's hurt, and then he did it one time with Jake Browning, and he's done it twice with Flacco. Like he has 3 quarterbacks this year, and he's still producing over 100-yard games. I'm going to take Jamar Chase undoubtedly.
All right, now I'm going to say a hot take. It's JSN. I mean, we can go by this season. JSN every game. I feel like, and I get it. Jamar Chase is talent-wise, I think he is the best receiver in the league, right? He gets open. He's always open, right? You throw him the ball no matter what, double coverage, triple coverage, he's open, right? But JSN is a guy that doesn't need to get fed the ball 10 to 12 to 15, 20 times a game like maybe a Puka or a Jamar Chase has, in their quarterbacks to put up insane numbers. I mean, we're looking at a stretch of JSN. He has over 800 yards through the first 7 weeks. I mean, if you look at the average, that's over 100 yards, 100-plus yards a game, right? He has a good amount of touchdowns, too. I think he's at 5 touchdowns on the season. I could be wrong on the touchdown number, but every week he's putting those numbers up with less than 10 receptions, it feels like. So, and when DK was there, he was a slot guy, or maybe an outside guy, but he was getting fed the ball a little bit more. And now he's doing more with less touches. I think based on that, I'm going to take JSN. The guy just gets open. He's a great route runner. Give me JSN this year. All right.
Don't hate the take either.
Now, guys, again, here's your cue. Let us know in the comments below. Who do you guys think is the best receiver? You don't have to pick a JSN. You don't have to pick Jamar Chase, but let us know in the comments who you guys think is the best receiver in the league. Now, George, the next topic, I'll start with this one. Rashee Rice returns from his 6-week suspension, has an immediate impact. Are the Chiefs a lock to make the Super Bowl again this season? Time starts now. I'm gonna say yes. And it sounds, I mean, the fact that we kind of even have to debate this because the fact that they've been in the Super Bowl, it feels like every year for the last 5-6 years is crazy. But I just think that what we're seeing with Mahomes has kind of reverted back to being a super dominant quarterback. And now you give him one of the top receivers in the league. You saw he comes in immediately, scores 2 touchdowns with Rashee Rice. I just think that this passing game started super slow. Now they're getting him going at a high level. They're involving the run game a lot more now. Pacheco had a really solid game last week. I think the Chiefs are a lock to make the Super Bowl at this point, man. It's going to be hard. You still got to dethrone the Chiefs. No one's done it successfully outside of Joe Burrow a couple years ago. I think it's going to be hard, and for that reason, I'm going to say that, yes, they are a lock. George, you got a minute?
It's kind of hard to disagree with you, but with the way that the season has been going so far, again, you don't like everyone's good and everyone's bad. Like teams that are supposed to be bad, they're good. And teams that are good are bad. Like it's a very weird season, and because of that, I'm gonna say they're not a lock yet. Sure. I think I know they've had some struggles these last 2 weeks, but they just had a bye. I think they're gonna get back on the right track. I think by the trade deadline, they're gonna make a key trade for their defense. I think the Buffalo Bills will be the team to give the Chiefs a run for their money, especially in that playoff run.
Okay. All right. Now, guys, back to you. Let us know in the comments. Are the Chiefs a lock for the Super Bowl this season? Let us know. We're very excited to read your guys' thoughts. Now, the next one, George, I'll let you start with this one. Are the Patriots a true threat to the Bills in dethroning them as AFC East winners? Got it.
I mean, I want to say no. I want to say no because of their schedule, right? Who have they beaten this year? They've beaten the Tennessee Titans, they've beaten the Carolina Panthers, and they've beaten who else did they beat? They beat Buffalo, whatever that. Yeah, they beat Buffalo. But they lost to the Raiders and they lost to the Steelers. Like they haven't really beaten competitive teams this year, except for the Bills. Yeah, I'll give them that. They beat the Bills. So, and their schedule is so favorable for them. They got the Browns. They got they got Miami 2 times. They have the Jets. Like it's favorable for them, but I think the Bills will ultimately they might do it this year, but I think ultimately the Bills will get back on track and take over the East.
Okay. Funny enough, my take is the opposite. I say that yes, because of the schedule. And I love the Bills. I love Josh Allen. I think they're a great team. I just think because of the schedule that the Patriots have, it's a little bit more favorable for them than it is for the Bills. The Bills do play the Panthers, but they play the Chiefs. And then of course they're going to play the Patriots again. They play the Eagles. So they're going to have some tough matchups. And for that reason, I just think because the fact that the Patriots have the easier schedule, that is the only true reason why they are a threat to dethrone them for the AFC East. Now, if you ask me this, if the question's a little bit different and you ask me, can they beat them in the playoffs? I'm going to say no. I don't think that the Bills lose again to the Patriots. I think that when they face off later in the season, that the Bills will come back with a vengeance and beat them. And if they match up in the playoffs, the Bills win that. But I think just because of the fact that the Patriots have an easier schedule, that is going to allow them to win a game or two extra than the Bills possibly, and allow them to have the AFC East once again. All right. Now, George, we are on our last topic. And here's my question for you. I'll let you start with it as well. Are the Seahawks, who are 5-2, are they contenders or pretenders? Your time starts now.
I think they're contenders. There's no question about it. I think they are absolute contenders. I mean, they're just. I've written off Sam Darnold, especially like leaving Minnesota. Like when he left Minnesota, they got rid of him. I thought he was just a product of Kevin O'Connell, and he is proving me and other people who probably had the same take wrong. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that had that take. He is balling. The defense is looking good. And JSN is a stud this year. They haven't got the run game going though, which I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. They can't really run between the tackles, which is concerning. But I mean, Sam Darnold is just having himself a year. The division is up for grabs. I mean, they're 5-2. The Rams are 5-2. The Niners are 5-2. But ultimately, I think they can beat those teams in their division and take over that division. I know they. What is it? I think they lost to the Niners, I believe. I could be wrong. I don't even know if they played yet. I think they might have lost. That's why the Niners are up top in that division.
The Niners, they were the first game of the season. Yeah.
Yeah. So they lost. I think it was on a fluke thing like that. The lucky touchdown that Purdy threw, but I think if they play again, they will definitely beat them. But no, they're legit. I think they're contenders.
All right. Funny enough, I'm going to say that they're not. If you look at their schedule, they've beaten the Steelers, they've beaten the Saints, they've beaten the Cardinals, they lost to the Bucks, and they beat the Jaguars, and then they beat the Texans, a team that they kind of almost allowed them to get back in that game on Monday night. Because of that, I feel like I haven't seen enough to really call them contenders. And then at the end of the day, I know Sam Darnold's having a great year, and similar to last year with the Vikings, how he had an incredible season. But again, if you kind of look back and see his performance in the playoffs with the Vikings last year, I think he had a poor performance. And I think that is the reason that kind of holds me from saying that they're contenders. They do have a solid, run coming up. They're going to play the Commanders, obviously, without Jaden Daniels, but then they'll eventually play the Rams, the Vikings, the Falcons, the Colts, the Rams again, and then the 49ers to end the season. So it will be interesting. I think if they can win a couple of those games, then maybe my thoughts change. But through the first 7 weeks, I'm going to say no. They are pretenders.
Okay.
All right. Guys, I really like that topic, honestly. I think the 2 minutes, it's cool.
I like the segment. The segment was good.
Yeah. So very, very fun topic there. But now, George, we are at 1 minute and 18 on this episode, so we're not going to hold you guys for too much longer. But, George, you know how we do it when we talk about the best and worst. I'm going to hand it off to you, and you roll it up.
Yep. Best performances this week in fantasy by position. Quarterback, Bo Nix, 279 yards passing, 2 passing touchdowns, and 2 rushing touchdowns. Wide receiver, Jamar Chase, 16 catches on over 20 targets for 161 yards and a touchdown against the Steelers. What a day for Jamar Chase. Running back, Monday Night Football, Jahmyr Gibbs. It took Monday Night Football for someone to get this. 136 rushing yards and 3 catches for 82 yards and 2 touchdowns. What a game he had. What a game, Jahmyr Gibbs. Go crazy. And for tight end, I don't even know who this person is. I could say his name wrong. I'm pretty sure none of you guys know who this guy is. Oronde Gadsden. I don't know, probably the 4th string tight end for the Chargers they picked up that they saw who's probably tall in the building picking up garbage or something like that. I don't know who this guy is. 7 catches for 164 yards and a touchdown. I mean, have yourself a day. Probably just earn yourself another 10-day contract for that team. Some of the worst performances this week. Justin Fields, 6 completions, 46 yards, 22 rushing yards, and got benched at the start of the third quarter. God, he is awful. Thank God he is benched. We don't have to say his name anymore on this best and worst. Running back, Bill Krosky-Merritt. Man, for a guy who went against one of the worst rushing defenses in the league, he had 13 carries for 33 yards. Ooh, terrible. Back-to-back weeks where he put up a dud. Wide receivers. I don't think this is correct, but and it pains me to say this if it is. Rome Odunze, 2 catches for 31 yards. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Yeah, but the Bears win that game, so bounce back game against Baltimore. I'm seeing it coming. Tight end Hunter Henry again. What is this, the third straight week in a row for Hunter Henry? Why is Austin Hooper catching touchdowns and not this guy? 3 catches for 27 yards, and that's going to round it out for best and worst today.
All right. Next up, we've got the waiver wire targets for week 8. And George, funny enough, the guy you think was just picking up garbage last week and got a 10-day, he's number 1 on my list, Arondé Gadsden.
Yeah.
I'm going to put him on this list. I think the guy is the reason I'm putting him on here, though, is he's massive. He is a big target. And I think that when times get tough and you can't get the ball to QJ, you can't get the ball to Ladd, you can't get the ball to Keenan, your big man right there to clean you up, just like in basketball. He cleans up the mess. I think Gadsden is a solid pick.
No. We're not going to roll past it because we're going to have a real debate. We're going to take Arondé Gadsden as a waiver wire pick because he's massive. Did you say massive?
Brother, did you see his –
Hold on. Did you say massive?
Pause,
Anyways,
pause.
If you're going to take someone based off their
line?
size, go ahead and pick up Darnell Washington for the Steelers.
Look
The guy's like
look at his
6'8".
line. Look at his line. 7 for one. What was that?
And what did he do
30.
the first 6 games of the year? What did he have? Not have a catch all those games?
No, he did.
Go ahead and pull me up his stats.
Right,
I want to hear each stat for Arondé Gadsden
Okay.
from week 1 to week 6.
So week 1 and week 2, nothing. Week
0.
3,
Okay.
5 for 46. Week 4, 2 for 16. Week 3, 1 for 14. Week 6.
Hold on.
Against Miami.
So week what? Week 3 he had
1,
how many catches?
5 for 46.
5. Okay. And then
Then 2 for 16.
So that's
then
7
1
catches,
for 14.
8.
Then 7 for 68.
Okay.
And then 7 for 164 and a touchdown. He's on the up and up over the last couple of weeks.
I just don't think he's a sustainable guy to pick up, especially when you have guy. Look at the guys Herbert's has to throw to. Ladd, Keenan Allen, who just had a monster game. I'm surprised he wasn't up here on one of the best performances. What do you have, like 2 touchdowns that game or something like that? I know he had like 30 fantasy points, and also Quentin Johnston. Like, I don't know. I don't see it as sustainable. But if you're really that down bad for tight end, and you're starting like really bad guys over there, I guess maybe. Go ahead.
Think about it. Who else are you going to take? Pat Freiermuth, who's in that tight end.
He just had a big ass game.
Okay, but what
did he have? Like what? What do you have? 2 touchdowns and over 100 yards? He was the leading receiver for that team.
That's the first game he scored over 5 points.
Who would you trust more?
I don't trust anybody on the Steelers, to be honest.
That's why you need someone like Jake Ferguson.
Yeah,
I'll make you a trade offer you can't refuse. I'll take Amon-Ra off your hands. Yeah, I know you're. You say that.
I got Kittle.
And what did he do? He put up a 0.
Still won though.
Yeah,
won though.
But I put up 190.
Donuts don't matter.
But I put up 195.
Do not matter.
Okay.
Do not matter.
Yeah, do not matter.
We'll see again when we face off again. But anyway,
you don't want
next up, we got Bam Knight. Yes, I know you're gonna doubt it too, right? Bam Knight. Trey Benson is coming back in a couple weeks, but he took over the starting role from Michael Carter, and because of that, I think he's been more efficient. And when Trey Benson comes back, I think they're still going to ease him in because of his injury. So I think Bam Knight is a solid pickup for this upcoming week, at least. Hey, I'm not talking long-term, right? We're at week 8 right now. Some of those guys that you probably can consider long-term waiver wire pickups, they're probably gone. So give me Bam Knight. But then my next one,
if I wake up tomorrow and none of these guys you listed are on any of your teams, we are gonna have a discussion next week.
I'm gonna be honest. In one of our leagues,
no. We are gonna have a discussion.
A squad, and the other league is a maybe. We'll see.
Which league? See. Okay. We're not gonna do this here.
The league at JSN is a pretty.
Hey, what's your record in that league?
I'm the highest scoring team, and I'm 2-5.
Don't mean
that's ridiculous.
And what about the other one?
The other league, I'm 2-5, but I'm not a high scoring team. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, take Brandon's waiver wire pickups this week. Go ahead, guys. For all your listeners.
It's not my waiver wire picks that aren't doing bad. Brother, I'm okay in the league that I have JSN though. We're 2-5, and I've scored the most points. Why is it that everyone faces me and they're like, 3 touchdowns today? Okay, put it this way. We played our boy. I played our boy in that league. Guess who I had to face up against? I faced Lee. Guess who I faced up in that matchup? I faced CeeDee Lamb. I faced Jonathan Taylor. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. I'm getting and Judkins.
And first of all, I want you to point out. I want to point out the fact that you're not the leading scorer in that league. Lee is. He beats you by 19 points, and I'm right behind you with 8 less points scored than you. So
sorry. The second leading. Prior to this week, I was what? The leading scorer though. And if we look, what's the difference between me and him in points scored?
21.
19.
Yeah, whatever.
Between me and him, 19.
Gotta get that record right, bro.
But do you see the points allowed? The most points allowed in the league.
What do you need? A receiver? JSN is all you have?
I got JSN and Pickens.
I'll give you T. Higgins.
For what?
We're
not gonna do this here. We'll talk after.
I'll give you Puka.
For who?
I'll take McCaffrey.
Pass.
Okay.
Pass. That's RB1.
And I have wide receiver. I have wide receiver 1.
I have wide receiver 1. Actually,
no, you don't. I do. Your guy's on bye. My guy missed 1 game, and I'm pretty sure
he might not be playing this week. He's not actually. JSN is wide receiver 1.
Next waiver wire talk, and I kind of like this one because I kind of like this one.
All right, we'll see. All right, Kyle Monangai is the next one. The reason why I picked Kyle Monangai for this week is because of the fact that Ben Johnson has ignited the run game. He had a touchdown as well. DeAndre Swift is going off the last couple weeks. Kyle Monangai has his best game of his rookie season this week, scores a touchdown. I honestly think we can possibly start to see, I'm not going to speak too prematurely here, but I'm going to say that Kyle Monangai and DeAndre Swift can potentially be Chicago's version of the Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. I'm not saying they're on the
Ladies
same
and
level
gentlemen, Brandon just jinxed the shit out of the Bears running back room.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying,
October 21st,
bro, did you just hear that
the
Panthers were saying that
just jinxed the Bears running back room?
The Panthers were saying that they are studying how the Lions use Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he could be using them similarly to how they do. Obviously, DeAndre Swift is not a between the tackles guy, right? Clearly, he runs better on the outside. He's a pass
game. It looked like in that game.
But realistically, if you look at his track record, he's never been a guy that succeeds between the tackles, correct?
All I'm saying is
Kyle Monangai.
Let me find out DeAndre Swift just developed running back vision overnight. I'm
seeing
the holes now.
If he did, cool. Thank you. Finally. It took a couple years, but damn. But listen, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to jinx nothing. Knock on wood right here next to me. But all I'm saying is I think Kyle Monangai is a viable option, especially if you may have some guys that are either hurt or on bye this upcoming week. So
especially this week against the Ravens, who have a pretty bad defense.
Yeah,
and the way Ben Johnson is using both these running backs, Monangai could be a viable shaky flex start for you. Or if you have, let's say you have 2 running backs both on bye, and you need a guy. Monangai could be a good one because he's also getting some work in the passing game too. He's getting a couple of screen passes.
Receptions.
Especially against Washington, he had a screen pass he took for 25 yards. He had another screen. I think he had a pass here that took for a decent amount of yards. He had some good. He's getting some work in the receiving game too, especially when Caleb has to just roll out and just dump it down. This could be a good potential start if you have some guys on bye that are your main guys, or if you need a shaky flex. This is your guy.
Yep.
Especially for this week. This week, especially against the Ravens. And possibly next week against the Bengals.
Yep. I like it.
That's good.
All right.
I like that.
Now, the next one that we've got, at least you agree with one of them.
I mean, Bam Knight. It's some guy who's name
All right. Anyway, panic levels after week 7. I've got 3 names for you. You tell me if you agree or you don't. I got Saquon. He's pretty high on my list because he has been putting up stinkers last few weeks. I'm going to say he's like a 7 or an 8 out of 10 for me because of the fact that he, obviously where you draft him, he's not producing like it. So because of that, I'm going to say he is a 7 or 8 on my panic level. Next up, I've got Xavier Worthy. The reason I've got Xavier Worthy is the last few games, he has not gone over 45 yards receiving. And now that with Rashee Rice there, I think he has big time boom or bust potential. Definitely reminds me of a Jameson Williams type of player right now. I think he's going to get a big play here or there, score a touchdown, but I don't think he's going to be a consistent target in the passing game anymore because Rashee Rice is going to eat up a lot of those targets. So because of that, Xavier Worthy is probably similar to Saquon, about a 7 or an 8. Travis Etienne, after putting up a few stinkers in a row, yes, I know he's faced some tough defenses, but the first few weeks of the season, he was the clear workhorse, getting the offense going by himself almost, especially when Brian Thomas forgot how to catch a pass. Because of that, Travis Etienne, I'm going to put him a little bit lower. He's probably like a 6-7 as opposed to a 7-8 on my list. But yeah, those are my 3. Let me know what you think.
I can kind of agree with some of those. I mean, the Travis Etienne one, I'm not really that panicked on. He did play some tough defenses, right? He had KC, Seattle, and the Rams back to back to back. He's got a bye this week. But looking at the schedule coming up, I mean, you got the Raiders. I mean, Houston, yeah, they got a good defense, but I mean, what are they really playing for at this point anymore? It's a tough divisional game. The Chargers, who's got banged up defense, Arizona, Tennessee, the Jets. I think he's got some really good games coming up this last stretch. He's also got the Indianapolis Colts twice, who've been known to give up a lot of points too. Denver, who just, look what Cam Scatterwood did to them if their defense doesn't pick it up. He has some favorable matchups, I'd say so for sure. I'm not that panicked. Xavier Worthy, yeah, a little bit. I mean, Rashee Rice snagged he only had 45 yards, but he had like 6 catches, I think, 2 touchdowns. Travis Kelce is starting to get a lot more in that receiving room. And then Saquon, I'm only panicked on him because people were taking him at 1, 2, or even 3. He's nowhere near that. It's going to be very tough for him to produce and get you any value of where you drafted him at, especially like he hasn't had a game over. He hasn't had a game over 100 yards rushing. Like it's going to be very tough.
I think if you redraft the first round of fantasy drafts right now, Saquon doesn't even go in the first.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, the running backs that go in the first are going to be Jonathan Taylor, Bijan, McCaffrey, Gibbs.
McCaffrey. Yeah, and then on top of that, you got receivers. You got Puka. You got JSN. You probably got Amon-Ra. You got Jamar. Yeah. I don't think
Puka's going to be like a high second round, maybe the way he's been balling. So yeah, I could definitely see that. I mean, yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind your panic levels there. I think they're pretty good.
All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the end of the episode, and you guys know how we end the episodes. The podcast parlay makes its return for week 8, Thursday night football. And again, you guys know that we haven't really dropped Sunday plays because of the fact that we don't want to force a Sunday play just to give you guys something, especially if we're not doing well on the Thursday. So hopefully we bounce back this Thursday, and then maybe on Sunday we give you guys another little parlay. So for this week, we're going to go with a 3-leg parlay for Thursday night football. We've got Jordan Addison over 54.5 receiving yards, Justin Herbert over 251.5 passing yards, and Justin Jefferson over 5.5 total receptions. I think this is a solid parlay. We got rid of the spreads and we got rid of the money line. So hopefully, because honestly, Georgia's picks have been on par, except the money lines and the spread. So we get away from them. We got a great parlay for you guys, a 3-legger. Don't go too crazy because, again, like I've always said, we're not responsible for any financial losses here. So bet responsibly, and we wish you all good luck for whoever tails this parlay. And that is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Thursday night football podcast parlay. So tail it at your own risk, but we feel very confident in that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the time where we want to thank you all for tuning in to episode 78 of the Figures of Sport podcast. What a day. What a great episode, George. Really enjoyed it. The new segment was fantastic. We're going to definitely roll with that again. And man, before we go, I have to update you guys really quickly on the NBA game. That went in the first game, which was the Thunder and the Rockets game, went into double overtime, and the Thunder were able to win that game 125 to 124. Right now, the Warriors are putting belt to ass to the Lakers up 15. So yeah, but hey, what are you going to do? It's the first day of the season, right? So that is a quick update. And next week, we will obviously talk a little bit more basketball and get you guys going. There's only 2 games today.
Speaking of the
and
Warriors,
obviously-
is Curry and his wife splitting up?
I don't know. I heard he unfollowed her on Instagram, though.
That's what I heard, though. What the hell is that?
That's
I
what I
don't
heard. That's
know,
what I
man.
heard.
Maybe
I don't know.
For all you
Curry
bettors out
MVP
there,
year. Curry
maybe like some
MVP
futures bets. Maybe a little Curry MVP. Did you hear that crazy she was saying? I never wanted to get married. I never wanted to have kids.
I don't know.
Can
man.
you?
She's
What
she's
the
out of
hell?
pocket.
Yeah.
pocket.
Come on, I don't get no male attention.
Out of pocket. But hey, we
Jimmy
are
Butler going stupid right now. 23
we are a-
for 8.
we are a sports podcast, not a gossip podcast, though. So let me tell you that.
We can.
But
We can be.
anyway, guys,
Now LeBron announcement. Come on. For Hennessy,
What a-
really?
come
What a
on.
waste.
Anyway,
How about that dude
All right,
suing
guys.
LeBron for that? Stupid as shit. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. Make sure you like,
Thank you,
comment,
guys.
subscribe. Give us
Yes.
your takes. Tell us how bad our takes are.
Yes,
Let's win some money
We
on
may-
Thursday.
we made some takes, guys. So make sure, like he said, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff here. You know, it means the world to us. Again, we are on the road to 100 subscribers. Yes, it's that little number 100, but guess what? You help us get there. We appreciate you more. Come and give you a hug and tell you thank you. So appreciate you all. Thank you very much for coming in and watching episode 78 of the podcast. We will catch you guys on the next one next week, same time, same place. Peace.
Peace out.